All right, what's going on? Hope everybody's having a good day. Today we're going to talk about the healing problem, the healing epidemic, the healing thoughts, and Marvel rivals. Now, I go around and I look at the forums and the Discord and everything going on, and I've been seeing people having a problem with healing in the game. And while I surmise that they're really just talking about ultimates, they don't explain that. And I think that's problem number one. When you talk about nerf healing, like you're just saying it in a blanket term and no one, like, imagine if it get actual healing gets nerfed. Like, you be crying tears. People are already crying about not enough heals, heal me, I'm not getting healed, how did I die through that? And yeah, man, you got to be a little more specific when y'all have these conversations. Obviously people with common sense know what you're talking about, but it doesn't even have to be a common sense thing. Like, there's a lot of people new to hero shooters and new to these type of games that are just going to assume you mean all forms of healing, which, I mean, I hope you actually don't. That little pew 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 that Loki's doing, or the little bouncing around that Rocket's doing, that little 25 that Dagger's healing you with is, not necessarily overpowered. I hope you guys don't mean that. Jeez. Okay. So, we're honestly talking about the ultimates, right? And I don't actually even think those are overpowered, but I'm going to go into why people think they are and why I disagree. So, a lot of people are actually just echoing the top streamers, the top, players, the top 500. And I don't think that should be a thing. Like, even currently, right now, as of today, January 26, 2025, Diamond is only, like, you're in the top 5% of people. Plat is only the top 9% of people as of today. So this isn't even the majority we're talking about. So you're probably not even dealing with these problems. Like, I get it, a lot of people do mimic the top players and the top people, but you're definitely not having their problems. It shouldn't be an echo chamber. Like, I'm sorry to say, you have something I want to say about them too. Like, no, I'm not a top player. I'm not a top 500 player. Like, my highest is plat something. I don't know if it's plat, whatever. I don't care. But I definitely climbed out of bronze both seasons. But the caveat to that is I've never played shooters, hero shooters, none of that in my life, bro. So, like, but I'm good at observing things. I played a lot of video games. I can go, you don't have to be people's level to honestly see their mistakes. Like, a lot of us, like, if you're in the chess, keep this short, but like, if you're playing chess, you're getting stomped a lot of the time. But if you're observing chess, sometimes you see things that those people don't see in this game. You're like, why can't I do this in the game? Why can't I play this level in the game? It's probably because you're not there yet, but it's easier to learn things while observing. And that's how I actually get better, a lot better. Came into this game, like I said, with zero knowledge, hard stuck bronze, and then started watching some players, watching some videos, watching some footage, and immediately got better. But I say all that to say is, you're not them. Like, you're not having those problems. And I also say that there's counters to these things. They just, like I said, I'm being observant. Look, these dudes, I don't even think I'll ever be in their league, but let's be honest here. If you're banning the Hawkeye and the Hela that can kill these people through heals, yeah, I get it. You're picking and choosing which of the two evils you want to deal with. Do you really want to deal with the healing? Because you could ban those healers, but then you got to deal with the damage. Then damage is a problem for you. Iron Man Hulk is super strong and can melt through these heals and all these things, but you're banning Hulk because you don't want to deal with the damage. It's a double-sided coin. It's a two-sided blade. The people are actually up in these compositions banning the counters to the healing, and even without those things, like, I'm sorry, bro. You can definitely do a Groot ult and a Moon Knight ult, and they're not going to give a crap about your Luna ult or your Cloak and Dagger ult. It's happened. It's happened daily. It's happened before. Magneto counters Cloak and Dagger. Now, people get smarter. People play smarter. But again, we're not talking about the 5 to 9 top 10%. You know what I'm saying? We know where everybody's at. Most of the, if you look at the percentage, it's silver, bronze, gold, like these lower ranks. This is where the majority of people is at, and I don't think we should be balancing for the top, 5-10% to begin with. But everybody wants to, echo and mimic those people when you're not having those people problems. They just want a simpler game for them and what's better for them. And a lot of those people that I do see up there came from Overwatch. And I don't think this should be Overwatch, to be honest. Like, Overwatch was a turd to me. It's garbage. A lady friend of mine invited me to play. I did. And yeah, I immediately said, no, this ain't it. I continued to keep up with it because of her. Supportive. But I thought it was a pile of hot garbage. All the roll queue and all. I'm not even going to get into that. But you can't be out here talking about nerfing healing when, like as I stated before, Punisher absolutely doo-doos on some of these healers. Moon Knight's all, even without the group combo, absolutely doo-doos on this. Now, I get it. I get why people are saying this. It's basically like you get the Loki combo and he copies a cloak and dagger, and then you pop a Luna and they're immediately like, well, if you're in those people's higher elo, ban them. But you don't want to deal with the damage. And if you're not, come on, bro. These people are flopping around like fish out of water. They're not playing that well. You don't have the bans. You can easily pick the Hawkeyes, the Hellas, coordinate. It's hard to do that with randoms, but I mean, if you're running into a team that's coordinated, 9 times out of 10 they have randoms with them too. Or you're just like using that as an excuse. You're not running into a coordinated group every time you play doing triple support. And usually at the low, I'm not going to lie, at the low elo, they're not doing it right. They're making tons and tons and tons of mistakes. I know. I've been there. I was there for a very long time. And while I'm not, like I said, I'm not anywhere near no GM or anything like that, but I've observed a lot of things. I've been in a lot of battles, had a lot of fights, and I just don't think it's a problem at where you and I are at. Upper elo or whatever, the tournaments or things, they can do whatever they want. Hey, they top 500. They can say it's a problem for them, and it could be 1,000% true, but I've seen counters, I've seen ways around it. It's just, do you want to run that? And a lot of the time it would be, I mean, it's a reason they're not banning the Loki or the, the Cloak and Dagger or the Luna. It's, they prioritize other bans. They know where the actual dangers are. I mean, and that should tell you a lot, right? That right there alone should give you a lot of information. They'd rather deal with the heals. And I'm not saying all of them. Some of them do prioritize banning like a Cloak and a Dagger or a Luna. They just don't want to deal with it. Like, they have faith in their Rocket Raccoon and their Loki or Sue Storm. Like, another thing I wanted to stress with this is like, yeah, when you talk about, even when you're talking about nerfing healing, nerfing alts, like, talk about it the right way. Don't just make a blanket statement and leave it at that. Like, tell how. Would you like the duration nerf more? Would you like the actual healing nerf more? Would you like somebody with a heal debuff to be added to the game? Like, a lot of you right now who are copying these top guys are going to be crying their eyes out. You're already doing it, right? You're already crying your eyes out when you're not getting healed. You're blaming the strat. That's a whole nother video. But you're already, like, raging. You're cussing people out, you're calling people names, you're having 10-minute conversations at the end of the match about you not receiving heals, but you just want to copy your favorite streamer or content creator and echo them and get this nerf. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to even listen to any of us at all, but you just want to put it out there that it's a huge problem, and it's probably what saved you and helped you win games. Like, it's probably what carried you. Like, come on, bro. You know what's going on in these matches, man. A lot of y'all don't know where health packs are. A lot of y'all are letting your healers get dived. A lot of y'all just don't know what's going on, especially if you're like solo queuing. I don't know about what's going on with group queue or anything like that. But if you're solo queuing, you know there's like barely any communication or anything going on within the game that can help you. Like, it's not going to go your way. Like, 9 times out of 10, everything is going wrong. And you want to make that even worse for yourself is insanity. Like, when 91.9% people right now are under plat, come on, man. You really want heals changed, heals nerfed. You're not in these tournaments. You're not, streaming to 500,000 people every day. Let's just calm down. That's all I want to say. Let's just calm down. Let's actually think about it. Like, Me personally, and this isn't a, oh, you rely on a healer type of thing. I play dive tanks. I mean, sometimes I play main tanks like Strange, when it calls for it, when I need to push and win, but I'm not actually relying on any healing. So this isn't a me projecting or me, you know, I'm trying to help myself out. My main is Captain America. I mean, I'm gonna go get me a health pack. What can I do? I mean, it's not always the ideal thing. Of course, I appreciate the heals, but I'm gonna go get me a health pack. So no, I'm not projecting. No, I don't main support or anything like that. I'm just saying that, like, I don't think healing is the way, especially the way I see matches going. I don't think nerf healing is the way to go about it. Now, at the very least, I could see a duration nerf. I actually wouldn't have a problem with that. Like, you know, it use healing as an oh crap button. Like, oh crap. And I'm talking about healing specifically as ultimates, because I think normal healing is fine. I've tested Cloak and Dagger to have the healer experience, and my goodness, that's a whole nother video. But yeah, I could see like 12 seconds going down to 6. That way it's just a real quick burst of healing that keeps you alive to counter another ultimate or something like that. But with all the high damage in this game, and you don't even need ultimates to pull off a high amount of damage, I don't really think it should be a problem. But y'all let me know y'all thoughts below. I'm gonna go ahead and get out your hair. Stay safe. Peace.